In March 2014, a young student was on her way home from school. She usually returned home by 4 p.m. As evening fell, her parents grew worried as she did not return back from school. The young girl seemed to have disappeared without a trace. In Osaka, Japan, a first-year middle school student, Anna Saito, a pseudonym used for privacy, was 13 years old in 2014. She lived in a comfortable home with her parents and was known for her kind and well-behaved nature. She wasn't one to defy her parents or break the rules and was well-liked at school. Teachers praised her as a clever student with a bright future. Anna was dedicated to ballet and showed significant commitment as a member of the student council. On Monday, March 10, 2014, school ended at 3:30 p.m., and Anna began her usual walk home. Despite being only 13, it was normal in Japan for children to walk home alone due to the country's safety. However, when her parents returned home from work, Anna was nowhere to be found. They searched the house and called out to her, but there was no response. Calls to her friends and school yielded no information. Panic set in for the Saito family, especially when they found a letter in the mailbox. The letter was written in Anna's handwriting, and it stated that she was taking a break from school and home and asked her parents not to search for her. This was completely uncharacteristic of Anna, who would never leave without her favorite belongings. Her sudden disappearance baffled her worried parents, making no sense to them. The Saito family immediately reported Anna's disappearance to the authorities, prompting the swift distribution of wanted posters throughout the local area by nightfall. These posters indicated that Anna was likely wearing her school uniform when she went missing. A neighbor mentioned seeing Anna that afternoon, speaking with a young man outside her home, which led police to suspect either an abduction or that she had run away with him. Unfortunately, this sighting did not lead to any significant breakthroughs. 9 days after Anna's disappearance, another letter arrived at the Saito home. It assured them that she was fine and apologized for the stress caused, again requesting them to not search for her. Investigators analyzed the handwriting and confirmed it was Anna's, but noted the tone and style did not match her usual manner of speaking, suggesting she may have been coerced into writing it. The letter stamp indicated it was sent from Chiba Prefecture, 25 miles east of Tokyo, but efforts to find her there proved fruitless. Anna had been kidnapped by Kabu Terauchi, a peculiar and troubled man. Born in 1992, Kabu was 22 years old at the time of Anna's disappearance. Raised in a wealthy family in Akita, Osaka Prefecture, his parents were successful business owners, with his father running a company specializing in home security components. Kabu excelled academically but was socially withdrawn, often described as obsessive and somewhat creepy by peers. He exhibited traits of hikikomori, which is severe social withdrawal, and otaku, which is an obsession with pop culture, particularly anime. Kabu's academic success took him to an aviation school in Tokyo and then to California, where he earned a pilot's license. Returning to Tokyo, he pursued an engineering degree at Chiba University. However, no one was aware of his dark ambitions. From March 2014 onwards, Kabu kept 13-year-old Anna captive in his home. He maintained a facade of normalcy by attending classes and socializing, while secretly conducting his own disturbing experiment on Anna in the evenings. Kabu had meticulously planned his crime. He desired to study and control a young female student, observing changes in her behavior and body. He aimed to isolate her from society, manipulating her entirely under his influence. Using an internet-based mapping application, he identified Osaka as the ideal location for his crime. It was neither too rural nor too urban. He visited the city, scouted potential victims, and focused on Anna, who often walked home alone from school. After studying her, Kabu made his move 1 week later. On March 10, 2014, Kabu approached Anna near her home, convincing her to get into his car by claiming he was the family's lawyer and that her parents were getting divorced. Trusting him because he knew her name, Anna agreed. Instead of driving to an office, Kabu took her 40 miles away to his home in Chiba. Once there, he spun a new tale, claiming her parents planned to kill her to sell her organs. He even played a forged audio recording to support his lie. Over time, Kabu manipulated Anna into believing he was her only protector. He constantly told her that no one was coming for her, that nobody cared, and that she was alone. As months passed, this narrative began to feel real to her. Kabu's psychological manipulation deeply impacted Anna. Her young age made her vulnerable to his control. Over time, she developed signs of Stockholm Syndrome, feeling affection and trust toward her captor. Kabu's coercion kept her captive as he continued his twisted experiment. Kabu became obsessed with brainwashing and hallucinogens, using morning glory flowers to spike Anna's drinks. Confined to a room in his apartment with locked windows and doors, Anna had little chance to escape. Occasionally, Kabu forgot to close a window or door, and Anna tried to flee. Anna wandered a short distance from the property before returning. One day she found the courage to escape during one of these moments. But when she approached a mother for help, the woman shooed her away, saying she had her own children to care for. A few weeks later, Anna tried again, asking an elderly woman in a park for help, but she was ignored. These experiences reinforced the idea that no one cared about her and that she had no better place to be than Kabu's apartment. However, Kabu never discovered her attempts to leave. Occasionally, Kabu took Anna outside on small outings. She accompanied him to restaurants or supermarkets but was always forced to hold his hand, preventing her from escaping. This abnormal and dysfunctional dynamic continued for nearly 2 years. By February 2016, Anna had been missing for almost 2 years. Her parents were devastated, knowing that a child missing for that long usually meant bad news. They held on to hope, believing she was still out there. As Kabu prepared to graduate from Chiba University, he moved to an apartment near Higashinakano Station in Tokyo, bringing Anna with him. This marked his first move in years, and Anna's new bedroom had a door handle, setting the stage for a significant turn of events. On Sunday, March 27, 2016, a surprising twist occurred. A phone call was made to the Saito residence, and when Anna's mother answered, she heard a familiar small voice. It was Anna. After 2 years, Anna had finally managed to escape. Kabu had left to buy a mobile phone, giving Anna the chance she needed to escape. She checked the locks and found he had forgotten to lock the door. She grabbed 170 yen from the kitchen and fled to Higashinakano Station. There, she used a public payphone to call home and then contacted the police. Wearing only sandals and light clothing, she was ill-prepared for Japan's cold winter, but police quickly recognized her from the missing posters. They escorted her to the police station, and hours later, she was reunited with her parents. Remarkably, Anna was in good health and spirits. Despite her 2-year captivity, she had not suffered physical or sexual harm. However, the long ordeal had taken a toll on her mental health. Anna had developed severe PTSD and anxiety, falling 2 years behind in school and losing part of her childhood. While her rescue was a relief, her recovery would be a long and challenging journey. After Anna's escape and heightened police attention, Kabu fled to the countryside in panic. However, around 3 a.m. the next morning, he was found by a newspaper delivery man, standing in the road covered in blood from a deep neck wound, inflicted with a box cutter. He had tried to take his own life but failed due to the blunt blade. Kabu was hospitalized, discharged 3 days later, and arrested immediately after. He admitted to having harbored the desire to kidnap someone since his teenage years in junior high. Kabu had graduated from university just 5 days before his arrest. However, before his trial commenced, his degree and all potential honors were revoked. The trial began in August 2017, but the judge postponed a ruling due to Kabu's erratic behavior. He made strange noises, spoke unintelligibly, shrieked in the courtroom, and claimed to be a fairy of the forest. Kabu also insisted that he no longer understood Japanese and identified himself as an amoeba, a single-celled parasitic organism. A psychiatric evaluation found that Kabu had a mild case of autism, but no other significant conditions. Prosecutors argued he should be held accountable for planning and carrying out Anna Saito's kidnapping, while his defense claimed he was not responsible due to schizophrenia. The judge ruled that Kabu was aware his actions were wrong, citing his efforts to cover them up, like using a stolen number plate. The judge also noted the prolonged harm of Anna's confinement, which caused severe psychological damage. Despite no physical abuse, Anna's evaluation revealed PTSD, with flashbacks, social difficulties, and fear of being alone. Kabu referred to Anna as an examination subject, claiming his actions were an experiment, where he saw her as an animal, not a human being. On March 12, 2018, District Court sentenced Kabu Terauchi to 9 years in prison for abducting and imprisoning Anna. Public prosecutors argued for a minimum sentence of 15 years, while Kabu sought a reduced term and appealed the decision. However, the high courts dismissed his appeal and, in February 2019, increased his sentence to 12 years, overruling the initial 9-year term. Kabu is expected to be released in 2028. Anna's father always believed she would return. He expressed his desire to spend time with her and make up for the lost years. Anna shared that her hope had been fueled by knowing her parents were actively searching for her. During Kabu's absences, she accessed the internet and learned about her family's efforts, including search parties and her father's distribution of flyers. Despite everything Anna had endured, she was finally free and surrounded by the love of her family. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more true crime content. See you next time.